In this video, we'll be showing you how to send data from Microsoft SQL Server to email. Let's dive in. So start this video inside of SQL Server, and you can see the query that we're going to take and turn into a CSV and then send over in an email. So you can see it's just a select star from this inventory table here. And you can see it's just this little sample table we made with 2 rows. Again, there's no limit on size on what you can send over, but just for the speed of this tutorial, we're just going to send over this small query here. So let's jump in the Shipyard and show how we can do that. So inside of Shipyard, I'm going to search for our Microsoft SQL Server blueprints. You can see we have a store query results as CSV. And once I click on that, it's going to pop up a prompt to click for authorization guide if this is your first time using it. I'm going to close that for right now. So we're going to store query results as CSV. So I'm naming that vessel there, my host. So then I'm just going to put my inputs in from my SQL Server instance. So my host, my username, grab my password, my database is testdb, and that query is just that select star from the dbo.inventory table. And then we need to name the file inside of Shipyard. The name's not super important. If you're going to download multiple files, it's good to be specific, but since we're just going to download one here, I'm just going to keep this one output.csv. And so you can see that inside of each vessel, we also have email notifications that you can send after any error or after completion of an on-demand run, as well as guardrails to protect against a long runtime that you don't want to happen, or if the vessel fails, you can have the number of retries. So if you expect something maybe to fail every once in a while and you want it to retry, you can tell your vessel to do that. So this vessel is good to go. So that's going to download that query from SQL Server. So now we need to look for our email vessels. Our email blueprints, I'm sorry. We want to do send a message with file. And so this little tutorial, I'm going to use our sample Gmail account here. If you go to our authorization guide, it'll show you how to set up any of your email services like Outlook or any other service like that. So let's grab our host, which is smtp.gmail. Our port is 587. There, our username and password again for the sample, and feel free on your side whenever you click on this email vessel, it's going to allow you to use that sample email username and password. Feel free to use that to test this out if you'd like. I'm going to send this to myself. You can CC or blind CC subject line. I'm going to say Microsoft SQL Server data, and the message here is your data. Okay, and then it's going to ask us for the file. So that was just that output.csv. We didn't put it in a folder. You can also use regex to send multiple files to do some regex maxing if you'd like as well. So this looks good to go. So I can connect these 2 vessels together. And the last thing we want to do before we save and run this fleet is name it. So we can name this Microsoft SQL Server to email. So now we can click save and finish in the bottom right hand corner of our screen down here. And this is going to take us to a page telling us the fleet has been created successfully, as you see there. And so now I can click run your fleet. So when I click run your fleet, it's going to say that the fleet was successfully scheduled to run immediately. So it's going to kick off an on-demand run. Inside of Shipyard, we also have 2 other ways that you can run a fleet. You can click on the triggers tab up here, which is going to allow you to do a scheduling trigger so you can schedule based off of time. As well as an API trigger that you can programmatically kick off this fleet run from any other software as well. So you can see that this took us over to our fleet log page where it's going to show a Gantt chart in the middle as well as a table on the bottom, along with some information on the top of the Gantt chart. You can see that this bar is green, so that first vessel is already kicked off and completed, and so you can see all the things that we put in, all the inputs, and you can also see that output.csv was successfully created there. And so if I go back to our fleet log, you can see that the email vessel also just finished. And so if I go to my email, you're going to see there's our Microsoft SQL Server. I can click the output.csv to download that file. And you're going to see there is that data that we saw from the Microsoft SQL Server instance at the very beginning of our video. So in this video, we talked about how you can take a query from Microsoft SQL Server, turn it into a CSV inside of Shipyard, and then email that data out to a stakeholder. If you have any questions about this solution or any other potential solution, use the link in the description to set up a time to chat with our team of data experts. You can go to shipyardapp.com to start building powerful workflows just like this for free. Want to see us tackle more solutions? Check out these related videos.